Good day, students. How are you doing? I hope you're all doing fine. Now in this session we are just going to explain how to connect your form to a database using PHP. So we are going to explain it step by step just for you to understand exactly what happened. Now first and foremost, you need to make sure that you have a local host server. Now where to find this? You definitely go on Google, you download it and install it inside your computer. Now once you install it inside your computer, you find it in your C drive, which is right here. So inside your C drive there'll be a folder called XAMPP. So you click on it, and if you go down all the way here, you'll find a XAMPP control icon. So you click on it, and once you click on it, it will bring you here to your XAMPP control panel. Now, so to your XAMPP control panel, before you do anything else, you make sure that your Apache and your MySQL are running. So you need to click on start and make sure that it must show stop and stop here. Okay, now once you do that, you want to see if it's on. So you type in localhost /php my admin, so it will take you here. Now to create a database, obviously you come to new. So once you go to new, and then it will ask you for database name. You can have log, so it's up to you to have your own database name. And once you click on database, it will ask you to create a table. So my table will be users and numbers of columns. It depends how many numbers of columns you need depending on the form that you are designing. So for me, I'll definitely need 2 plus the ID that will identify the primary key. So I'll need 3, and then I click on go. Now once I go there, I fill in ID right there, and I fill in username. So I'm actually creating a login form, and then I fill in password right there, password, data type, which I know you all know. I'll select voucher, and then the length I'll probably put 100, so it's all up to you. Okay, 100, and then back to my ID, I'll make it an auto increment. So I'll click here. So once I click it's primary, and then I click OK. I'll go. So once I do that and I'm satisfied with everything else, and then I save. Okay, so it's saved. So here I have my database name, and then I have the table which is inside my database. So the next thing that I'm going to do is sorry for that, my desktop is so scattered. So the next thing that I'm going to do is definitely going back to my XAMPP right there, and then look for htdocs. So whatever files that you work with, whatever PHP files, they should always be inside this folder, which is htdocs. So I'm going to create another one, new, and then folder, and I'm probably going to call it log. Alright, so here is it. And then I definitely, you make sure that you have your editor. So I'm actually making use of brackets. Okay, so I'm going to go to file, open, and then I obviously need to save it in my new folder. Okay, which is log right here. Okay, so this one will be log.php. Save it right there. Check the file name and try again later. Okay, so it's fine. I can probably make it as index. Oh yeah, index.php. Okay, am I opening something? No, I have to save this. Save as. Yeah, this needs to be saved. So file, savers. Okay, what's happening now? computers. Okay, we go to new, and then I go to savers, and then definitely HD docs in my log. So this one will be my index.php. I save this one, and then I'll need another one again. Save as this one, I'll call it process.php, and then I'll need another one again for my CSS codes. So this will be style.css. Okay, so I'll have to, therefore, okay, this is just something else. Let me try to open my folder, which is log. Perfect. So I will definitely start with my form, definitely. So HTML, keyboard is giving some trouble. Okay, so we have your HTML right there, and then we have head, so I'm sure you know how to create a form. That's not something difficult, I believe, that you have a problem with. So my title will probably be login page. Okay, and then I need to link my CSS now, which is simple, which I know you all know. Link relationship, so this will be style sheet, obviously. Type, this will be text. You know, the best thing I love about these editors is just you put what you need to put in, and everything else will be popping up. RF. Okay, so what's the name of my CSS page? Is style.css. Okay, so I do that. Oops, I have to close it right here. Okay, happy. Yep, I'm happy. Go to my body. So I go to my body. I'll need a container ID. I'll probably name it as form. Yep. Okay, so I'll put my form inside here. So I mean, everybody have different ways on how they like to actually design their forms. And then action, for this action you need to basically put the name of the connection page, so it will be process.php, right? Hope you guys do understand. Okay, so action, I'll put this name here where my connections will be, process.php. So don't get confused. So this page you can still save it as HTML and all that, but I actually prefer to save it as PHP. So it's all up to you how you design it, but it will definitely work. So method in this regard is post in capital letters. Okay, all right, so I'll probably want to put paragraph to start. Okay, so I can put label. You know, some people use label, some people who you can even use like span, so this is all up to you. Okay, so username. Okay, and then I'll put input type Next, ID. Okay, this will be user, and then name will be user. Close that. Okay, then I have, so I can just actually copy that. I want to make another one for the password, so all I do is just change there, put password, ID here, I put pass, username here, I put pass. Right, hope we are all together. And the last one is for your button, your submission button, right? So input type submit. Okay, submit, and then ID as well. ID will be button. Value, so it's no longer name, but you make sure that you put value. Be login. Okay, so there we have it. Just make sure that everything else is closed. Okay. Okay, looks like it's perfect. Now let's try to see how our form look like at this moment. Double click on our folder. So because I saved it as a PHP file, I'm unable to like click here and see how the form is like with the browser. So another way you can do that is mainly to go to your browser, and then you type in localhost log, which is the name of the folder. All right, log, which is the name of the folder, and then index.php. Okay, let's see. So this is how our form looks like at the moment. Obviously you want to apply some CSS style there, so I'll now go to my CSS. I mean, with CSS you are also sure like how you will want to like design your form. That all depends on you. So I'll start with body, give it a background. I'm sure you also know how to style, so I'm using external CSS in this matter. So background, I'll give it black, so it's up to you. And then I also want to style the form. Okay, so I have to put form. So this one is coming from here. You see this? My container form. So I want to actually style the container. So I go back to style. So what do I give it? The border, maybe. I'll make it solid gray. That's all up to you. Probably 1 pixel. And what else? Oops, this will give me an error. And then my width, I'll probably make it 20. Remember, you can either use pixels or you can use the percentages. That's all up to you. Border radius, I'll make it 5 pixels. Okay, let's see how it looks like so far. Okay, go back, refresh. Okay, looks a bit darker, so I think I'll have to add again. Let's look at the margin, make it 100 pixels, fit the whole screen. And then background, we'll make it white just for it to be out because I made the background of the body black already. And the padding may probably make it 5 pixels. Okay, so there we have it. So let's see how it looks like. Go back to our form. So it's always nice when you're like coding and you want to see exactly what's happening. So we're getting there. Looks great. So let me also try to style my button. Okay, so we go back. This time around I want to style the button. This btn is coming from here. Right, where's my button? Here, the ID of my button, btn. So I go back to my styles, and then what do I want to style? Probably the color of my button to probably be, which one now? Which one should I choose? Even aquamarine then. Okay, and then the background. Okay, the background to be maybe orange. I don't know. We will see how it will look like. And then we can put some paddings. We can padding 5 pixels. And then margin. Margin left. Okay, that can probably be like, it's all up to you. Maybe I'll make it mine 69. I'll use percentage here, and then I'll save my work, go back, refresh, and see how my form looks like. Ooh, okay. All right. Orange, really. Something else though. Maybe I should change the aquamarine. I'll change it to, what's that, Capalavi or Lettered. There's so many colors that one could never imagine, you know. What does it look like? Okay, not bad. All right, so there we have our form connected with our CSS. Now, because this is not a registration form, it's just I'm just designing a login form. So in that regard, I mean, there's no way I can put admin even right now and password obviously to give me an error because I didn't connect it yet, right? So this is how it will look like. But I want us to go back to our localhost, and then to our PHP my admin in our database, and then I will want us, okay, there it is. I want us to add certain values. So let me say user name is admin, password is admin 2020, and then go. Perfect. So it actually shows that we have inserted. Let us see that. There we have it. So our username admin and the password that we have just inserted now. So even if we go back here and I put admin and password admin 2020, it's not going to work because we haven't yet connected it to the database. So that is the next thing that we are going to do, and obviously we will do it in the process PHP, which I think is now the problem, right? Okay, now with PHP, obviously you start with this. The syntax is PHP, and once you do that, the next thing that you definitely want to have a look at is getting there. Okay, so where is the there we have it. So to declare the server name, which is the localhost. Okay, and I'm sure you know the syntax of PHP. You should always make sure that you also have the semicolons, and also be very careful with your spacing, and you know, it's very how do you call it, it's case sensitive, in other words. Okay, and then what else do we have? We have username, okay, so this will be root, you know, and you know, some of the connections, they all differ. Like, it depends from programmer on how they want to password, if there's any password, there's no password, on how they want to connect their form, what codes to use. So this all depends from the programmer. And then we have DB name, database name. So my database name is okay, so here it is. My database name is this one here, log. So that's the exact one that I'm going to put here, log, and that. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do, let me just put the comments for you. We are going to create the connection now. Okay, calling with icon, and then my SQLi connect. Okay, are we good though? My SQ, you see, I forgot a Q. This thing is so very safe sensitive, so I have to put all this inside here. So I can put server name, make sure that you spell it well, exactly as the same here, and then you put followed by username, comma, followed by password. Make sure everything is spelled correctly. Okay, followed by DB database name. Okay, and then you put your semicolon. So once you create the connection, now we are going to check the connection, if it's going to work well. If it's working well, check the connection. It's connected. Checking the connection now, and here, okay, so we use the if. Alright, so die connection failed. If there's an error with your connection, then this is what it should give you, that your connection has failed to the database, of course. Okay, need another one there. to put the semicolon there. So once you check the connection, the next thing that we're going to look at is the declaration query. Like when you log in, it has to search if that username is really in the database or not. Okay, so we are looking at the username. Post user. So this user, post user, should be the same as this one here. It's the ID. Yeah. For my username, I used user and I use button right here. So it should be, no, sorry, it should be user and pass right here. So they should definitely correspond. Okay, so that's why I put user right there, colon, and then username. No, this one will be for password. Okay, space, and then capital letter. I'm sure you'll be able to like follow and understand, and take note that different developers have different ways of coding. Okay, and any single mistake or any single syntax misspelling or anything, it would definitely lead to an error. So I've done declaring my query. Now I'm going to insert the query. Let me just put a comment for you to understand. Insert query. Okay, query, which I believe you guys know, same as the one for database. Okay, so it will be insert into what? User, which is the table name. So that's why I'm putting user here. Is it user or users? Let's just try to confirm. My table name is users. Okay, so I put users right there, and then value. Okay, values. No, first, and then obviously when you put your username, see I'm using upper cases. Need to make sure that I use lower cases because that's how I've declared it. Username, okay, comma, and then password, and then that's it. Okay, and then I make sure that you put your semicolons. Like, don't ever forget that. Okay, now as you're inserting, what happens if there will be any mistake, or probably if you have not entered the correct password, or you have entered the correct password, what will the message be? This is what we're going to insert here. SQLi query. Then I'm actually trying to avoid to talk too much because of time. I don't want to make, okay, so this is the video that long gone, and then I need to leave that right there, and then query, Echo. You know, echo is for displaying, right? Okay, so if you've entered in your username and your password correctly, then it will say new record entered correctly. Up to you. Okay, and yeah, close that. So what happens if it's not entered correctly? Let me go to else. Okay, done. Insert correct information. Okay, insert correct information. Be like an error. Okay, are we together? Okay. From there, I think we close SQL, close the connection. Okay. Should be done when you close your PHP. There you have it. File, save. Okay, now let's try to go back and see what will happen. So okay, but let's think I have an error. So it's localhost, it's in the folder log, and it's in the process .php, so that's the one that we run. So it's giving me a syntax error. Wait, let's first go to the form, of course. Log index.php. Alright, so we come to the form. So username, I'll use the same username that I've actually inserted in my database, just for you to see. Oops, sorry guys. Here, I'll use admin, and my password I'll use admin 2020. So let's see, admin, and then admin 2020 as password. So it's giving me an error saying same pass error, syntax error, line 12. So we go back to line 12 and see where the error is. Okay, I know it's line 12, but I think it's also affected here because I didn't put the semicolon. File, save. Okay, go back. Let's try again. Admin. Oops, what? Line 12. Okay, let's go back to line 12 again. Let's try to see where our mistake is. line 12, if open your die connection failed, my SQLi connect error. Okay, so we're still trying to figure out where our error is here. So let's try to read again what is saying. Syntax error unexpected. Okay. Yeah, so you know when you get all these errors somewhere, okay, you see right here, I was not supposed to put an open bracket here, so that could be one of the error. Okay, file, save. Let's go back and see again. Index php admin password admin 2020, new record entered correctly. Okay, it's correct, but there should be an error at line 31. Going back to 31. Oh, you see, any single mistake, spelling error, missing something, it will definitely just give you an error for nothing. Okay, so you see here I forgot my SQLi, so I come here, we refresh again. Perfect, so I think we are good to go now. Index.php, so I'll put admin 2020, login, now record entered successfully. Beautiful. So you really need to be careful. Everything should make sure that